Welcome back to Scatterpot, guys. It is episode 27 here with our topics. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 topics today. I feel like maybe 3 of these might take the majority of the podcast, so you guys are in for a treat. This episode today, I'm not even gonna say my name because again, I mean it's episode 27. But if you're just tuning in, I'm David,
and I'm Kanan.
But yeah, I mean that's about it, guys. Should we just go right into the news, Kanan?
Hold on.
You're like,
well,
oh,
that's fun.
Is it not recording?
No, it's recording. It's just I'm trying to for one of those topics, I had like a bunch of notes I took myself that I put on my phone, and they're not showing up on my laptop. So I'm gonna wing it when we get to that point. That topic.
All
right.
Let's do the first one, I guess. Go.
Yeah, let's hit off with the first
top,
one. So
bottom.
Yeah. First one. Huber. Look at me.
Yes.
So, exactly a week ago today, we joined the Bougie Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know... Let's do a week-long... AirPods after a week review. Let's start with you.
I like them. There's only 2 complaints I have. One is... Of course, things won't keep their charge forever, but then if your AirPods aren't plugged in, like it slowly gets drained of its battery because the AirPods are constantly charging. So yeah, that's the one thing I think they should maybe do, like a software update too. But I don't know how would you update AirPods like that.
Okay.
And then 2 is mine. Like I'd have Siri on my left ear and double tap to pause or stop on my right ear.
Okay.
And sometimes the double tap doesn't work. Like I have to like hold my finger on it and then like sometimes tap it 3 times. I don't know if it's like...
So that's funny because you did text me pretty early on in this week saying, hey, does your double tap only work like half the time?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Which the first day I had them, I had an issue with it. First day. But then second day onward, I never had an issue with it. Like, because I have mine as simple as... right ear double tap go forward 1, double tap left go left back 1, and that's for music, podcasts, YouTube. It even works on YouTube. Like I can skip a whole video or back, and so like I've never had an issue with that, which I actually love because I used to have the Apple earbuds that had like the thing here, which was 1 tap for Siri, 2 taps to... No, 1 tap to play or pause. Yeah, that's what it was. Like, if you had the thing right here, the mic.
Right, yeah.
1 push was play or pause. 2 pushes was skip forward. And then 3 pushes was skip back. Which was annoying, because I would try to skip a song, but I ended up just pausing the music. But I don't have that issue since they're only 1-time programmable thing. The only feature with them that hasn't been working... is the... pause when pull out of ear thing.
Mine works with that.
So mine, it works like 9 times out of 10, but there are times either when I pull it out of my ear and it doesn't pause, or I'll have it in my ear and it pauses because like it got a little loose and light got into the sensor. So like that's the only issue I've been having. And with your battery thing, I agree that it slowly drains the thing, but like... I never have an issue with that, and the only reason why is because I use these a lot. Like, in this week, I've used them a lot. And, like, I can't tell you how amazing it was, especially having old Bluetooth earbuds, that when I needed to charge these, I put them in this case, and within, like, 5 minutes, I had, like...
Yeah.
Not a full charge, but enough charge to, like, last me a couple hours. Like, that I love that. And so you only really have to worry about charging this... But even that, I usually, like a full day or 2, I can go without really worrying about charging this. And I mean, frankly, I'm like, yeah, so. And also, since the fact that now I'm able to, like, charge my phone while I'm watching stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't need to charge my phone overnight. So, like, last night in particular, my phone was at, like, 100% when I finally ended up going to bed. And so I just plugged in this, and so this is at 100% charge. These, like, I'm fine with it. I'm enjoying the bougie life.
Bougie.
Yeah, the bougie.
I
life.
named my AirPods the 1%.
Real like so on your phone it's the one. That is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
So like you flip it open, it just says the 1%. Yeah.
Mine are still just Kanan's AirPods. I need to change. That's actually, dang it, that's a really good. That's a really good joke.
Oh man.
1%.
I don't know if other people can see that, but
Well, I mean, if you go near someone's phone, like flip it open, they're like the 1%.
they're like, oh,
You, that's. I'm so proud of you. You did not tell me you named them
day one. That's what I changed.
Day one, you named them the. Dang it! I can't think of anything to name them that's even close to the 1%. Oh, dang it, Huber! You stole the. Okay. Aside from me being mad at you, wow.
Okay.
All right.
So that's AirPods done.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're someone who's all right. Here's the real question: would you recommend AirPods to someone?
If you have the money to spend and like you probably won't need that money.
And
sure.
obviously, iPhone users like
Yeah.
these things are designed for iPhone.
Yeah.
Because the pairing process is like stupidly easy.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of flip it open,
It's there.
and it pairs. And then also the fact you don't have to worry about like pairing them up every time you use them. You can just put them in your ear, and then you get the.
It's like really loud.
Yeah, they're really loud. Yeah, so you'd say if you have the money, join the 1%.
Yeah, whenever I have my in, look at the wire plebs now.
Yeah, you see
I'm looking around. They just look at you and they look away. You're just like, yeah, that's right.
They're also like, like I know that's a whole meme, but like this is a whole meme, but they stay in your ears pretty well.
Yeah, like when people said that, I was like, I mean, I believe them, but I was like, okay.
You remember the memes when it's like nobody, absolutely nobody, white girl with AirPods in. Look, they don't come out. Just...
Just think you made the.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, but like they stay in pretty well, and also they're very light, and they just like.
Yeah, I'm scared of losing them.
You barely even notice them when they're in your ears, really. Because, like, and it, like, it's also great because I've accidentally fallen asleep with these in. And, like, instead of waking up, like, almost choking to death on the cord, I wake up and, the one on my head pillow side will still be in my ear. And then the one over there is just, like, laying on the bed. I'm like, oh.
So they do come out.
Well, I don't know what I do in my sleep.
You just,
dude, have you ever wanted to? I've always wanted to do this. I am such a restless sleeper, and like I wake up in like if I sleep on one side of the bed, in one position, I'll wake up like upside down doing push-ups in another.
Oh,
like I want to just one night have a time-lapse camera of just what I do when I'm sleeping. That'd be interesting. Have you ever had that idea, Huber?
I've thought about recording myself, but I'm not really a restless sleeper. I can be, but I have to be like really tired.
See, yeah, I know I'm a restless sleeper because like when I wake up, you know when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're sort of like in that half dream state sort of thing, where like you're not thinking straight, but you're like, you're like I need
conscious.
to get back to you're conscious, but like you're just trying to get back into sleep. I know I'm restless because like if I ever wake up in the middle of the night, I will do like 5 flips, like on sides and like 5 different like curling positions before I finally like knock out. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, is this how I sleep?
It's a ritual.
Like, oh my gosh, it's just awful. All right, so this is a topic that you came to me.
Yes.
And I understood what you meant by it.
Yes.
But like I'm curious. So why don't you lead us into this one?
So the topic is abandoning video games. Now, before we get abandoning, you could define abandoned or abandoning in your own way.
Yeah.
But in my terms, it's essentially saying it's not taking a break. Taking a break and abandoning are two completely different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say you play a game like say you play Skyrim, right?
Okay.
You take a break from Skyrim,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a single player.
But hold on, how long until a break becomes abandonment?
I'd say if someone offers you to play it and you decline.
And you decline. Okay.
So I mean,
because if we like, I'm thinking just of my own experience. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I haven't touched that game in about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly because I just don't have the time. Because that game's like 90 hours long, and I think I put like 45 hours into it. And I'm like, can we please?
Only 45 more.
Yeah, only 45. I just, I mean, there's so many games coming out, and I have to, keep up with. And eventually, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I see myself as, an old man in a retirement home finally finishing. And also, I'm really pissed because they, the spoiler for next point, and the Nintendo Direct, the original Xenoblade Chronicles, they announced a Switch port. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I never played the original Xenoblade Chronicles. I only played the Xenoblade game that came out for Wii U, which was like a mecha fighting game, which I thought was pretty cool. And I thought that's what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was. It wasn't even close. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait, what's this?
And so I look it up, and Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is where Shulk is from. That everyone's favorite Mineta Arts wielding Smash Brothers character. So that all. So basically, I'm gonna have to get that game whenever it comes out.
Another 90 hours.
Yeah, I was about to say, but the original Xenoblade Chronicles came out on the Wii. I doubt that was a 90-hour epic.
Probably not.
I'm gonna guess a 30 to 40 hour romp.
Yeah, it probably wasn't that long.
Yeah. So, but abandon. So so you say the point when a break becomes abandonment is when you deny playing it?
Essentially, yes. And
but wait, hold on.
Well,
deny playing it when you have the ability to play it?
Yes.
Okay, because there's the whole thing I can't play right now or something like that.
So two people come to my mind.
I know who the two people
are. So the one that's more famous for this, I think, and then the one that just did it on Monday. That's why I told you.
Okay.
So
be careful who you call out.
Daniel,
because both of these people have been on the podcast before.
True, it's true. So Daniel, he's been on this podcast.
Daniel
before.
Russell, summer temporary permanent co-host.
Yes, permanent co-host to temporary solution.
No. Temporary solution for a permanent problem.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
AIDS. So yeah, he was a PC gamer like us, and he would we would play Planetary Annihilation or just
King Arthur's Gold.
Yeah, King Arthur's Gold, Gmod, stuff like that. Fun little games. But I don't know why, but Daniel always would buy a game.
Okay, I know where you're going with this. I was wondering what you were gonna do in particular.
He would buy a game. I always gave him a 2-week frame whenever he bought a new game, depending on
if you were gonna get it.
Yeah.
See, I had the same sort of mindset. Mm-hmm. The only game that Daniel convinced me to get within a reasonable time of him was No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that
was on its up and up. The update that was up and up, but still, that game is just rough. That's
why I didn't get it. I heard it was a bad. It was not okay. The reviews are it has so much potential, but they completely just didn't own up to it.
So that's what I heard too, and that's why I avoided it for so long. Mm-hmm. But Daniel bought it when the update came out that apparently fixed the game. And everyone's like, this update's so much better than the other game, and so and the reviews were good, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do it. Daniel and I will play this, and the game's still stupid and annoying. You have to constantly farm materials to keep yourself alive on every planet you go to.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can't really explore because every 5 seconds you have to replace your radiation hazmat filter. You have to replace your life there's just so many different oxygen,
so many different things,
and you had to collect different things. So I was on these cool and beautiful planets but I'm just trying to find the same things I found on other planets to keep myself alive. And it's like, no, but once you grind, like, a lot, you will eventually...
Yeah.
One of my favorite things I still have done in that game is when we were at Daniel's house. Also, Daniel abandoned that game pretty quickly. Yeah. So, one of my favorite things I did is when we were all over at his house, and he like opened it up on his computer, and he's like, "Guys, watch this game. This is pretty cool." And he was showing us like space, and I'm like, "Hey, Daniel, let me play for a second," knowing how to play. And I just kind of like turned him away from every planet and sent him into hyperdrive, and literally just left the PC with him just wasting all his fuel, going like light years away from the nearest planet.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is that they do have a cool, well, not a cool system, but a system that keeps you from being like in space with no fuel. You can mine asteroids and get fuel. But it's tedious and stupid, and no one wants to do it. And Daniel did catch on like pretty quickly. He was like, "Wait a minute, Daniel, what are you doing?" And he looks at the screen and he sees himself in hyperdrive, just going
in the complete opposite direction.
And so he just took the computer and just did a quick UE and sent him in hyperdrive back.
So yeah,
he's an abandoned. He abandons games.
There was I'm trying to think of other games he bought.
Well, but it's also weird. The games he doesn't abandon are like weird.
Yeah, he
like,
played. What was that one game?
Dwarf Fortress.
Dwarf Fortress.
What was that game that was really popular? The underwater exploration game.
Subnautica?
Subnautica.
Yeah, that's a fun. I've heard that's a fun.
No,
game.
I heard it's a fun game, but I thought Daniel was gonna abandon it.
Like, yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh, another game he abandoned. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Did he get that?
Yeah, remember he was like so excited when he got it. It's like, dude, this game's awesome. And you may have not been at his house at this point, but he like showed us a little bit of it, and we're all like, "This is awful." Just like
this is straight trash.
Cause like, have you ever seen gameplay of Kingdom Come Deliverance? It's so bad because like, it's like, it's a trash Skyrim clone. Oh, and like you go up to talk to people and like lines are glitched.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That game.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. It was a big game.
Yeah, that's right. It was like huge, and then it was like one of the glitchiest games ever released, and it was really bad.
So bad.
All right, and then let me get to Noah. Now this happened on Monday. Okay, we were playing Overwatch.
Okay.
And it was around. Oh, it was almost 8. I said, okay, I'm gonna go play some Nut, because at 8
yeah,
is when the new item shop comes out. I just like to see if there's anything new or anything worth getting in the item shop. So I'm like, okay. I said, you don't have to join me. I'm just gonna look at the item shop and maybe play a little bit and then get off, because Monday we head off.
Yeah, for Labor Day weekend. Yeah.
So I got on, and Noah was a little hesitant to play, but he got on with me, even though I didn't say you had to. And we started playing, and we got destroyed like 2 or 3 times. Okay. And it was at this point where
you realized
he started complaining. Like, oh, how can you? He said, how can you like this game? This.
Wait, is Noah like finally done with Fortnite?
That's what I think so, dude. And the reason that irritates me is because
he was the biggest.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest. He played a lot. He spent a lot of money, right?
Yeah, he
that's
did.
One of those things. That's a gimmick that companies do, make you spend a lot of money, and then
you
like
get burnt out, and you just like, well, yeah, the dopamine.
Yeah, you're like, I have to keep on playing because I spent so much money on this game and I can't.
Well, that's more of loot boxes than purchasing things.
Right.
Because like that's the whole thing with loot boxes and in gambling. That's sort of it. It's like the chance of winning. And Fortnite, I mean, granted they don't have loot boxes. No, you just buy V-Bucks and then the V-Buck. So like, I mean, I think that's more of like the, oh, that's a cool skin. Like, I need that skin.
Right.
Which is like a split, because for people like Noah or someone like, even to an extent like you're like, I need this. I'm gonna throw down for the battle pass, get some V-Bucks, or I'm gonna buy some V-Bucks and I'm just gonna get it.
Right.
Meanwhile, people like me and Daniel, when we see something like that in a game, we're like, I don't need it. I don't. It doesn't trigger the same thing in me and Daniel's brain as it does for you. And I've never been into a battle pass system, and it's because like, just never.
I mean, yeah, that's understandable.
And so like that's sort of so like loot boxes they have me around their thumb. Thankfully, in most the only game I really play that has loot boxes, Overwatch. You get them pretty frequently, like without paying money. I think I've only bought. You and I both bought like a 25 or a 50 pack of loot boxes when they were on sale for like
it was like 50 loot boxes, and it had like every single season.
Yeah,
or like
it was
events.
It was all event. It was during the anniversary event, so like loot boxes had every event, and you and I both bought like 50 of them, and it was on sale, and we were like,
open them all and get a bunch of cosmetics. There you go.
Yeah, but so like a bit. That was trippy. I heard that too. The AirPods.
I was like, what was that? So yeah, that's basically what. Because I don't think like with Fortnite.
So, do you think it's wrong for someone to abandon a game?
I do, but I understand if you want to leave it because you are bored of it. I understand that point. It's like a pro. Like a pro spends a lot of his time playing a game, and it's understandable if that pro is bored of that game, but he has a job to do, right? Because he's a pro. He has to keep on playing.
Okay, so I'm gonna play some devil's advocate here. So like, think about it. Like, there is a point where you burn out,
right? Exactly.
On a game.
I understand that.
And are you saying that someone getting burnt out or hurt by a game is wrong reason for them to leave the game and try new things?
Abandoning, yes. Taking a break, no.
Well,
because like for example, Siege. I haven't played Siege in like a hot minute, but I used to be on a team. I used to like play every single day. I had practice almost every single day. Played scrims. I got burnt out like pretty fast, but it was fun because I was playing like upper level stuff. It was really fun.
Well, so I'm gonna, but like, so tough. what point can you put a game to rest? Because you can't say that
Skyrim.
Well, you can't say that every game you've ever played is still.
No, yeah.
Like you have to like, how many people are still playing Halo 5?
I don't know.
Like and like I know when I got burnt out on Halo 5. Yeah. I remember that day well. I just want to play anything else. And the servers were like, no.
Microsoft was like, nope.
They're like, you must play Infection only. I'm like, Microsoft, please give me. And like, I played after that. I played for another like 4 months, but like you can admit
it was less fun for you.
Well, no, at that point I was clocked out. Like that's when I did the Phaeton thing to Daniel. Still the funniest thing I've ever done.
Oh my gosh, dude.
All right, because he was like, all right, Kanan, that's funny. All right, bring it back.
And legendary wreck gone.
Gosh. But so, because the thing is, I feel like if you put enough time into a game, it's fine to abandon it.
I'd say once you put 1,000, it's fine.
Well,
I think 1,000 is fine.
Well, but like pump the brakes, like let me say that, like, so if you're playing a single player game, after you beat the single player campaign, I believe you're
if it's single player, yeah.
Well, you're pardoned to leave. If it's a multiplayer game, I wouldn't say 1,000 because you have to keep in mind not everyone can clock in that many hours into a game.
Right.
I'd say okay, so here's a good methodology. So on Funhouse, which is a YouTube channel, they used to have a thing called $1 per hour, and they had a person on staff who said, I believe a game's value, a multiplayer game's value is $1 per hour. And he says, I believe I've gotten my value out of a multiplayer game if I put in as many hours as dollars I put in.
So 60 hours.
So like 60 hours, but in some games like 40 hours. I believe that threshold is the point where you can go like... So for a free game like Fortnite, dude, I mean, you gotta realize, I abandoned ship on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Way early on before it even got big. I was just like, I played it for like a month and I was like, cool, fun game, guys. This is really cool. I can't. And I'm like, it's going to be a shame when it's done. And then it just
it's still kicking.
Fast forward to 2 years later. Oh my god.
Season
Fortnite
X.
flying in the air.
Yeah, dude.
Pinatas everywhere. Kids go.
Well, the kids are annoying. But
kids doing flossing, and I'm like, no, you were only supposed. I honestly feel like the moment when like I stopped playing Fortnite back in like December of 2017 or whenever it came out, I believe at that point I got knocked out and put in a different reality where Fortnite blew up. And in my host reality, Fortnite died like every other game would have. And I feel like this is just my nightmare reality, and I'm gonna wake up at the.
You're just reliving.
I'm gonna relive this chunk of time. Cause like, dude, everyone complained about 2018 being a long year. Guess what was alive the entirety of 2018? Fortnite. So I believe Fortnite's slowing down time.
Understandable.
That is my TED Talk.
There you go.
This is my TED Talk. So yeah, I believe a single player game you can abandon as soon as you finish the story. I believe a multiplayer game you should at least put as much time as money.
I will agree with that. I've heard that thing before. If you buy a game, that's another thing with abandoning. If you buy a game and you don't, it's one of those like I bought a Mordu. I didn't play that for long.
I was about to say you got that. Is it Mordu or Mordhau? Like I don't.
Mordu. That's what the loading screen. That's what it says.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, it was. I mean, that was a really fun game, but I just didn't have the most fun with it. So it's like at that point.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that was something else I was gonna bring. What if you just don't jive with a game?
I mean, like at that point, you shouldn't be spending more money on it. Like if you're not having fun.
Well, yeah, but like I mean, like for example, I mean, just trying to think. So you're saying if you put more money into a game, you should put more time into a game? Like
essentially, yeah, because I feel like that's when you start dedicating like hours in real life.
Okay, because that's what because the thing is that I'm the kind of like I mean, there are some games I've clocked so many hours into. But then I have games in my Steam library where I barely have 2 hours clocked into it, and it's like, and so I kind of struggle with the mass hatred of abandoning a game, and that's only because like I see the other side. I believe what Daniel was doing is worse than what Noah did. And the reason why I believe Daniel is worse is because Daniel would hop on a game, try to bring you on the train, and then by the time you hopped on the train, he was getting off at the next stop.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
So I believe that is worse than Noah, who hopped on the train, rode the train for miles and miles, and then eventually just stepped off the train.
Yeah, I agree with that. He was on the train for quite some time, and I understand. But I think that what makes it a little worse for me is, he played on console. He just, maybe just recently, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago now, I don't know entirely.
He made his PC same time when I got this laptop, so June, July.
So it's been 2.5-ish, 3 months.
2.5, almost 3 months.
So, yeah, it's been that long. I remember he was complaining so much about not being able to hit anything with the mouse. It's like, man, I know, that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah.
But yeah, he played a lot of Fortnite on console. And I think that's what made him not like Fortnite on PC.
That's also a thing. I don't blame I don't blame Noah too much now, especially since he's so new to the PC gaming scene. And my console play style is way different than my PC play style. Like what I play on my Switch, I wouldn't play on my PC. And the things I play on my PC, I may have played on my Switch, but most of the time not. Like for example, most of my big RPGs are on my Switch, and that's because I take that thing everywhere I go. Right. And then more of my sit down, get serious games like puzzle games and first person shooters and stuff like that. That's on my PC because my PC is a domain where my games are like, all right, let's get into mindset,
right,
and that sort of thing, and my Switch is like, I know we can hear those dogs because, like... Huh. Yeah, you can slightly hear them. Sorry about this. Hopefully one day I shoot them.
They'll fall down the stairs one day.
The dogs were in a car accident this week.
Were they really?
Yeah, so Kinsley took them... She wanted to go take the dogs for a walk, so she and a friend of hers, like, got in her friend's car and, like, took Bark and Fiend and then her friend's 2 dogs. And they were driving to the park, and Kinsley explained the accident scenario. If I was the officer, I would have blamed my sister's friend in her car, just because.
Yeah.
But somehow the other person got blamed.
Okay, what happened?
Because, like, here's the situation. So, my sister and her friends is turning right at an intersection.
Okay.
This person that's about to leave a parking lot has a stop sign. They have a yield sign. They T-bone her.
They T-bone the stop lady?
The stop lady as she was pulling out. Whose fault is that?
I don't know. I don't know too much about road laws, so I would have to look up on that. But...
Well, see, what I'm thinking is that they are supposed to yield.
Right, they're supposed to
So they
yield.
have to yield to anyone or anything that may be in their way during that turn.
Mm-hmm.
I believe... And then also, they hit her. I'm usually...
if they hit her...
I'm usually under the philosophy of whichever car hit the other car.
Whichever one's making the T.
Whichever car hits the other car, regardless of what position or however, usually that car's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some freak situations where, like, one car will hit another car into another car.
Right.
Then it's the car who hit the first, like, that's the thing. And so when she told me that, like, the other person got in trouble, I'm like, wait a minute, what did she do wrong? she got T-boned.
So was she coming out of a parking lot, or was she
coming out of a parking lot?
And there was a stop sign, right?
And there was a stop sign, and she, granted, we don't know if she stopped or not before the stop sign.
That's what the officer probably was thinking.
But the thing is that, like,
that's actually probably what happened. The officer probably thought, okay, she has a yield sign. She saw that there was a stop sign, so he probably thought that your sister's friend was going, and then the person didn't even stop and kept on going, and then that. But were there not cameras that they could look at?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Well, that was a fun little side story.
Yeah, and then it was funny because Feeney apparently was just underneath my sister's chair the whole time, and nothing was wrong with her. But Barkley, like, hopped up to my sister's lap right when the airbag went off, and she got whipped. And so after the accident happened and everything died down, Kinsley looked, and, like, Barkley was, like, on the back seat, like, not moving. She's like, oh my gosh, I just killed Barkley. And then all of a sudden, just...
She's like...
And, like, I'm like, Kinsley, no one would have been sad if
That's hilarious.
Like, I love, she's like, oh my... Meanwhile, Feeney is just, like, chilling on the ground.
Bro, Feeney's just like, what happened?
Wait, what? Are we here? Are we at the park? Meanwhile, Barkley just gets
yeeted across the car. That's pretty funny.
It's like, oh my gosh, I killed Barkley. And then just... Then it's like, oh god,
hit him again.
Yeah. Do it again. We gotta kill her. Oh man. All right. So we talked about abandoning video games for a while. Next, Nintendo Direct was this week.
I didn't watch it.
I
didn't even know what time it was.
Well, so the thing is that as we talked about last week, there were rumors of a Nintendo Direct coming out, and we talked about how Overwatch was supposed to be announced.
That got announced like the day or two after we said something.
Well, so this is what happened. We were discussing it, all right, on the podcast. Tuesday morning, Kotaku confirmed the myth, confirmed the rumor, basically. It's like, yeah, our sources are saying Overwatch is coming to Switch. Yeah. And then Wednesday, the Direct happened, and literally, Direct happened, so Nintendo Switch logo immediately starts showing Overwatch cutscenes.
They're just like, there's no reason to keep this till the end.
Like, very, yeah, I bet you originally in the Direct, this game was supposed to be like a huge like, and there's one more thing.
It's a giant Overwatch like blaring,
and people, yeah, and that's that's what they were thinking, because the announcement was kind of lame, because like it was just like black screen, and then it shows like Genji and the Genji short, and it's like, oh, and it just starts showing Overwatching, and it wasn't like a huge build up or anything. I'm like, dude, you can tell that was just moved to the front. It's sort of deal, and also people are believing. So also in Smash Brothers, they released Banjo-Kazooie. They announced Fighter Number 4. They released a Sans Mii Fighter costume, which everyone freaked out about. And then they also announced more DLC characters. People are predicting that Tracer will be in Smash. Not as Fighter Number 5, but as one of the other ones afterwards.
Golly, dude.
And I honestly,
I can just hear it now.
I can hear it and I can see it.
Woohoo!
Cheers, love. Yeah, her neutral B would be her blink.
Yeah, and then her recovery. I don't know what her recovery would be. Probably the jump, and then like it should be like Pikachu probably.
Probably a lot like Pikachu, and like she has a move where she can go back and like she'll regain some like chart like. Yeah, I can see it now. Actually, her neutral special would probably be her guns. And then her side specials would be the blinks.
And then her ultimate would be her pulse bomb.
Yeah, like, dude, I can see it. So, and also, if I had to pick any character from Overwatch to join Smash Brothers, it has to be Tracer.
I want Daddy Winston.
It's not gonna happen. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not gonna happen. All right, so yeah, but at the direct they announced Overwatch. They announced new Luigi's Mansion 3 stuff, which is only a big deal to like me and like 5 other people.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like, dude, I'm actually so hyped for Luigi's Mansion 3. And they showed like all these party modes that you can play with friends. And I'm like, cool, I'm never gonna get anyone to sit down and play this with me. Like, they're like, have a fight between your friends who can capture the most ghosts. And I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to get a group of friends like, yo,
you want to catch ghosts?
You want to play Luigi's Mansion 3?
Man, yeah.
They announced and this is a keyword. The only reason I still remember some of this stuff is because I have the direct news headline thing right here. They announced a new Kirby RPG sort of thing.
Okay. Where
you can play with friends and do Kirby bosses. And they never said free to play. And what it says, they say free to start.
So it's like
I'm saying it's gonna be like a Wizard 101 back in the day. As soon as you tried to go into Firecat Alley to complete that quest, they're like, paywall.
What was it? I remember like super early on Wizard 101, there was one place you could go into for free. Not the one in the middle. It was one of the two you could go into for free. And then like...
Well, you could go into the crypt area-ish.
Yeah.
Like the ghost town, which is where your first quest mainly takes place. And then you could walk around the main town, and in the free version, I know this because I only played Wizard 101 for free, because they weren't going to get my money. You could also go to the waterfalls and fight the ogre at the waterfalls.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't remember. I just remember it so clearly. Firecat Alley. You'd see the tunnel for Firecat Alley, and you tried to walk through it, and it's like, let me introduce you into our subscription plan. And it's like, no. Like, dude, I remember it was Firecat Alley so much because I just remember seeing that text assault my child face. And then Sam and Daniel went to go on and like complete the game and become high level wizards while I sat there at the gate of Firecat Alley like, well, guess I'm done with this game.
Storage abandoned.
Yeah, but so it says free to start, and I'm really curious, and I have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet, but I mean it's a Kirby RPG. I mean, like, that's gonna be fun. Then some bullcrap, as I said before, some bullcrap. What's the name? Game Freak. I was trying to think of the name of the people who make Pokemon. So Game Freak is under some fire right now.
Good.
Scrutiny.
Good.
And
Continue.
it's because a lot of people are like, have you heard about the no national decks? And
Oh yeah.
I have no real issue with it because like
I haven't played the previous ones in like.
I was gonna
forever,
say
so
I haven't played.
I don't
it.
really care. But
That's the thing. Everyone's like, "What about my favorite Pokemon from Sun and Moon?" And I'm like, "Well, I never played Sun and Moon, so like."
yeah, this is fun, man.
And so like that's the thing. I'm not upset with the no national deck, but people are upset mainly at them because Game Freak right now is working on 2 different projects.
Mm-hmm.
One group is working on Pokemon Sword and Shield, and then they have another group working on something called Little Town Hero,
Okay.
which is a new RPG that they announced like last year, and everyone was like, "Which one's the priority? Like, is it Pokemon or Little Town Hero?" And looking at them graphically, you'd think, "Oh, Little Town Hero is like what they're really putting their time and effort into because that game looks beautiful." But Little Town Hero got a release date, and it's like middle of October. And I'm like,
Well, what?
And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, so you're gonna release this game that you put so much time and effort into making looking beautiful, and then the next month you're gonna release So is Pokemon Sword and Shield supposed to be the main one? So like everyone was confused when they showed the release date. The whole world went like, what? Because everyone was expecting Small Town Hero to be like an early 2020 or like a summer or Christmas time 2020 release, but then they announced like this year October, like it was like October 15th. It's like just in the middle, like
Yeah, that's
I'm
kind of
like,
weird.
and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
So everyone's confused about that. Banjo and Kazooie, as I already said, came to Switch. More bullcrap. Divinity Original Sin is on Switch now, which is a game that I Daniel told me that is really fun and I should get, and I told him I'd get it when it came to Switch, and it's on Switch now.
There you go.
And I said it's on Switch now, and Daniel's not watching this, so scrolling through. Oh, this is something you'd care for. So, Assassin's Creed has announced they are bundling
Black Flag
and Rogue.
Oh, was it Rogue?
Yeah, it's Rogue.
Rogue. So that was the Xbox 360 exclusive.
Yeah.
When
Black
Flag claimed... Or no, was it Black
wait,
Flag or Unity came out?
According to this, Rogue came out in 2014. So
Okay.
that would have been a year after the Xbox One came out, right? Or is the Xbox One 20...
I don't know, dude. It's been such a long time.
2013, 2014. So that would have been around the time Unity came out. I'm pretty sure. Because Unity was pretty early on in this current gen's life cycle.
Yeah.
So I think you were right with Unity. Let me go back to my notes. So yeah. So they announced. I know you're a big fan of Black Flag.
Yes, they're coming out with a
Remaster.
No, it's Ubisoft's coming out with a pirate multiplayer game.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it's like Bones and something.
Like, is it Crossbow? Hold
It's something.
on. Ubisoft. I can't wait for the day that actually. Why don't I just move this closer? Ubisoft pirate game.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. There you go.
That's what it's called. Skull and Bones.
It apparently takes all the aspects of Black Flag, gets rid of the Assassin's Creed part.
So, according to what I remember seeing of Skull and Bones, it's like if Black Flag and Sea of Thieves had a baby.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that sounds like a pretty sweet baby. Because, like, Black Flag, ship warfare, and then Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves just didn't. Sea of Thieves, like, just stumbled out of the gate.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Somehow they're staying afloat.
Yeah, that is odd. So yeah, other news. Oh gosh, they're adding a new update to Tetris 99, which is gonna make things easier for me. Hopefully, they're adding like a pro mode where the only way you can actually get into pro mode is if you've won a game before. So hopefully, all the pros go over there and I can finally win one game of.
I'm surprised you haven't won yet,
dude. I got so close. Not this last Sunday, but the Sunday before that. I got I got so close, and I screamed so loud when I died. I was like, some more bullcrap. They talked about Sonic and the Olympic Games, Mario and Sonic and the Olympic Games, yada yada yada. They announced a port of Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast is coming to Switch.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. They announced a bunch of other things, a bunch of small little things, and then they announced, as I said earlier, Xenoblade Chronicles port coming to Switch.
Yeah.
And then the biggest... Oh, wait. They also talked about some... I'll get to the Pokemon stuff later, but they announced that they were going to release... You know how if you have the online pass, you get Nintendo NES games for free. You get, like, the NES games thing that you can download. Did you know this?
No.
So, basically, if you have the online, you could get an NES emulator, basically. And every month they release new NES games to it.
Okay.
And so you can play like classic Mario, classic Zelda, stuff like that. And so they recently just announced the SNES port thing, which is free if you have online, which you actually came in watching me play some, because they announced the first like 20 games that are on it, and one of the games was the Lord Almighty's own Kirby's Dream Course.
Yes.
Which is the greatest golf game
ever created.
In
the history of mankind.
Because it's so much fun. I love it so much. It's every bit as good as I saw. Oh, it's so much fun. Like there's other games that like if for the more mainstream, they have Super Mario World, one of the best Mario games of all time. I mean, they have Zelda, which they have the couple of the SNES Zelda games. They have Super Metroid. They have the normies, but for all of us true gamers, we're playing Kirby's Dream Course.
Yeah.
Like real
nerds,
like real gamers. And then in the direct for Pokemon Sword and Shield, they talked for a long time about rice and curry. For a long time.
Remember that time?
What was it? Hey, Billy, what's your favorite part about the direct? I like the part where they talked about rice and curry for a long time. They basically announced a bunch of things coming to the game. They announced Brain. They announced Pokemon Camp, which is sort of like a place where you can take care of your Pokemon, and you can feed them rice and curry,
and then
then they can get strong. And then they showed off 2 new Pokemons. One's a teapot with a ghost inside.
Okay.
Called Polt Teageist.
I like it.
Like I like that name a lot. And I'm trying to figure out what the name of the other one. They released a crane bird.
Oh, I thought you meant like a crane, like a
no,
crane.
like a bird, like like a.
Yeah, the crane from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. It's called Cramorant.
Crane.
Cramorant. And they showed off a move that Cramorant has that's exclusive to him, which I'm like, that's pretty intense. So if he does surf, you know, as surf, it floods the stage and they get water damage. But Cramorant, when surf happens, he will catch a fish in his mouth. And the next time he takes damage, he shoots that fish out as a projectile as a defense move.
Oh my gosh.
And it's actually really funny because they show it off and it's like he has a fish in his mouth. I'm like, that's a really cool little detail. And then like a Machamp like hit him in the face and he just goes poof, and just shoots this fish at sort of like at bento, not at defrag bento box level speeds. Pulling force, pushing force, reaction.
Boom. Yeah, I've got.
Did you feel that, son? He came from Japan.
Oh my!
Stop rocking the table, Huber.
It's not all me.
I wasn't even touching the table.
That time it wasn't.
That's not even all me. And then it's like, what are you doing? Man, I can read that so much better now. It's in the same position, but like a yard back. That's right. We use yards here because we're Americans.
That's right.
Don't talk to me unless you're gonna talk in yards.
What system got us to the moon?
Honestly, it probably was the metric system.
Who landed on the moon first?
I mean, we landed on the moon first, but we probably used the metric system. Being honest,
I don't know.
Actually, so speaking of the moon landing, I recently watched the Apollo 11 movie. If you heard of this,
Yes, I have.
which was they took, for all of you that don't know, they basically took all the footage they had of that, and it makes sense. The government's about to land on the moon. Who wouldn't have a camera? Like,
Yeah.
everyone would be filming this. So they took all that footage, they restored it, they cleaned it up, they fixed. Well, they didn't fix. There are some parts of it that the audio from it, you're like, oof, and it's like rough, and it was basically just the moon landing, and it was awesome. It was so good. I enjoyed it so much. But like, you also realize, like, the cameras they sent up with the astronauts, like, some were really good and then one was really crappy. They had one camera that legit only recorded like 1 frame per second. And they had it like showing outside the window, like at the stairwell, and so you'd see like Buzz Aldrin like waving at the camera, but it would be like
he'd wave and then be halfway across the moon the next frame.
Like his wave was sort of like
Golly.
like it was funny because you hear him like, I have this camera running at 1 frame per second. And he said it like with sort of a confidence and gusto, and I'm like, oh,
only he
1969 was not a good year for cameras. But it was actually really cool. One thing that was creepy though is they restored it so well, like, because everyone who's sitting there watching it, you could see the sweat on their heads.
That's pretty cool.
From like them watching. I'm like, gosh, it makes sense that they'd be sweating, but it was so weird to like see this footage that's old but new, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's a little weird.
Those people are probably dead.
Oh no, they're. There's some kids there. My dad.
I'm talking about the scientists.
Oh, no. Well, some of the scientists are still alive. I saw this video on a Smarter Every Day.
Oh.
He. What?
Nothing. I have your battery.
I know you have my battery. I see you holding it. But Smarter Every Day, he did a video where they like looked into the computer inside the. Inside like the Challenger 1 rocket, and it was legit a block like this, and we both know this because we're doing programming, but they had these, it was like a bunch of metal wires that had cross bits, and they had rings on them, and the rings could either be magnetized to go one way or another way. Yeah, it has a flashlight on it. But so like the rings could be magnetized to go one way or another way.
Okay. And
just to show you how stupid this was, that is their 1 and their 0 in coding. So each bit was a ring, a physical ring that they had to magnetize a certain way in this giant block of code. And here's the thing: the system was so fragile, after they ran it once and executed it by sending an electrical current through to do the code, it would fry it and they have to do a new one.
Oh, golly.
So, like, they had to test it and then immediately rebuild it. And all this for a block this big that had probably, like, not even a kilobyte or maybe a kilobyte of data inside of it. And I'm like, dude, that's so insane.
It is pretty insane.
I'm like, what? And like, thank the Lord for Java. Thank the Lord for development architectures like
smart.
We've even
58, so we could do
more. There's a little that time is wrong because there was that.
Let's see, that probably took like 3.
We're
minutes.
Closer, according to me. We're closer to like 53.
Okay, we could probably do 2.
I think we can hit the rest of them because these next 2 are really small.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So next topic.
So my physics teacher.
My physics teacher. This is super quick. She's crazy. I love her. She's crazy. I figured this out. She is new to the great Georgia area. She's trying to find a church in the Georgia area, and one of the churches that she's visited is Berean Baptist, the church of our very own Miss Naricus and Miss Bruce. Which I'm like, please never meet those two.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I love both of them, but like, if she ever pieces it together, she's like, yeah, I have this student Kanan, and they're like,
Kanan Hanley?
It's like, oh yeah, and like if the puzzle pieces ever click, I'm like, this is not gonna end well. But the reason she's crazy is because we had a Scantron physics test. The first 5 answers on that physics test were B. Just B, 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 B.
Mm.
That's not okay. Hey, up and coming professors, okay? Listen to me. If you are wanting to become a professor, don't make all the answers the same. Thank you for joining my TED Talk.
I'm about to say,
Thank you for joining my TED Talk.
I'm about to ear rape like so many people. I'm going to be like listening to it and then I'm going to die.
Another big announcement. This is huge, actually. A game that all the way back in 2013 released its pre-alpha is finally coming out after no word for like years.
The man's been working.
The game Cube World is allegedly coming to Steam.
How much money? Did he ever say?
It's probably going to be the same for how much he charged for the pre-alpha, like $25-$30.
I was about to say $30 is probably the max I would spend.
Because they said they were giving keys to everyone who bought the alpha. So I'm assuming it would be the same.
Are you getting a key?
Dude, I never got the alpha.
Oh.
Because, okay, so they're releasing Cube World so allegedly either this month or next month.
Mm-hmm.
But so the thing is that this game, it's an awesome game, a voxel-based RPG.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to play it so badly. So badly.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a problem. They did not have a Mac version when it first came out. Mm. And on its page it said console ports coming soon, Mac port coming soon. And then just nothing from him for years. And then there was a 3-year gap from now until his last like post sort of thing. But the thing is that out of the blue, he randomly posted a YouTube video of like the title screen music, and that's it. And then he posted like 15 minutes of gameplay as like one of the classes, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It was a teaser for the announcement.
Yeah, it's like you haven't been on social media or anything for 3 years, and you're just gonna go, here's the title screen, here's some gameplay, and it's like,
here's the game.
Yeah, and now the tweet came out. He's like, here's the game, and I'm like, what?
I want to see how many likes and views all this have. See how many people probably will get it.
I mean, I don't know.
Is it single player?
He teased multiplayer back in alpha days. He said they were gonna do multiplayer. I'm not sure where we're at now.
Yeah.
Because the alpha again was back in 2013, 6 years ago.
He should be okay.
Who knows?
Check Steam later too.
I wonder if the pre-order. I was wondering if the pre-order page might be up.
It should be. It should be.
Boot up my PC behind you, and we can figure that out after we finish recording. That's okay. Button on the far right top.
I clicked it. There you go.
All right. Yeah, but I'm excited. Give it a second. It'll fix itself. You can face me during this bit.
I don't think it's on.
Are you not turning it on?
It's the little button, right?
It's the little button on the right of the case.
That should turn it on.
Look at the keyboard. If the keyboard turns on, you did it.
It's not turning on.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there you go.
You idiot.
Oh.
Yeah, I just realized like the camera can see all of that. Basic gamer. Yeah, okay. that was in the bios. So my mouse isn't turned on. Oh gosh.
What the frick?
Yeah, Discord's been doing that lately. It like opens up like So I want Discord to be open usually.
Oh my gosh. Please, I'm trying to close stuff. I'm trying to save your PC.
Wait, don't turn off my Bluetooth.
There you go. Okay.
No, but so something that I hate is that I went to Task Manager to turn off everything except Discord, which I usually want on when I first boot up. Mm-hmm. the cam, the monitoring software is deep in the BIOS.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like I can't. I probably could go into the BIOS and find a way to turn it off, but I just don't. It's too much of a pain. All right. So why don't you open up Steam? What?
Sorry. Startup.
Look, it's
disabled.
Cam.
Java, we can get rid of that.
Oh yeah. I forgot my JDK is now in
Do
there.
you want Discord enabled?
Yeah, Discord enabled because every time I boot up my PC, I open up Discord. All right. Go to the store page. Hey Billy, what was your favorite episode of the Scatterpot podcast? I like it when they just forgot about the podcast and started looking things up on Steam. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh wow, what's up? Does it say multiplayer?
Planned release date to be announced. They skipped here, so the video's not playing. So open world multiplayer, yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
multiplayer, cool. Does it have specs?
Single player online co-op, so it's not true multiplayer.
I mean, online co-op's pretty true multiplayer.
Oh, all of these requirements.
What is that? I can't read it from here.
It's like virtually nothing. Yeah, I mean, this looks.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a fun, beautiful game.
Yeah, look at these graphics, guys. Oh, is this the? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't try to watch any videos on my Wi-Fi. It just says no.
It's like no.
It just says no.
Okay. So that's Cube World.
That's
you have to go to our YouTube right now. I don't know what this will probably be toward the end of the episode, but that's still a view, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Check out. So last thing, Cuber. We brought this up last week, and you kind of failed us.
Yes.
What is the fun fact of the week?
So, guys, the fun fact of the week. Did you know? Well, I was about to ask you, but you already know the answer.
Yeah, I already know the answer because you told me this fun fact.
Yes.
Like yesterday.
The country that consumes the most eggs per year is Japan.
Kansas.
Followed by Malaysia.
Uh-huh.
It's either Malaysia. It is Malaysia. And the third is either Mexico or China. It's one of those two.
I'd guess Mexico.
I think it is Mexico, but yes, those are the top 3 countries that consume the most eggs.
Wow. Expect more of these interesting fun facts.
Yes, I'll come at you with another, I'll try to think of another, or look up another great one.
See, I just can't wait till eventually you're in a different plane of existence when you say these. You're like, the cheese of the goat's milk is dry.
Oh, you want me to do one of those quotes or something?
Well, no. You can say whatever fun fact you want, but I just can't wait until you run out of fun facts and you start saying stuff like that. When you say it and then you start floating out of your chair with a third eye above your head.
Milk is just spicy water.
Oh, man. What a fun episode of the Scatterpot podcast. We talked about so much and so little. Please don't you dare.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, stop it. Stop it.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. If you want to find out what Huber's doing, you can check us out on our YouTube at the Scatterpot podcast on YouTube.
But if you're a pleb and only listen to the audio,
we love you.
Yes.
And you're probably doing that at our SoundCloud at Scatterpot Podcast or our iTunes at Scatterpot Podcast. You're probably not
Google
watching
Play.
No, I doubt anyone. I haven't looked at our Google Play stats in a while, but I'm pretty sure still no one's watching that. You can check us out. Our Instagram, which we cannot forget a picture this week, is at Scatterpot_podcast.
Yes.
And the only reason I clapped so many times when I said that is because every week we've forgotten.
It's been taken outside twice.
We've been taken, the last 2 weeks. Haha, you've been blocked.
Oh, it's not self-filling?
Because I hate the Epic Game Store.
Now
No.
just log into your Google.
No. You evil man.
Oh, there's so many accounts. Which one is it? Oh no, I think it was. I think it was this one.
I am inevitable. Make sure to check us out at all those places where I previously said. Join us next week. We have a bunch of fun projects in the works.
No.
We have a bunch of fun projects in the work that's going to be tons of fun for us to record and play.
Yes.
So keep subscribe to us, follow us.
Yes.
On all our platforms.
Yes.
Keep up with us.
Yes.
And we will see you all next week.